Hello, how are you today? Today I'm going to be sharing with you one of my favorite subjects. And it's not necessarily the favorite subject of a lot of people, launching. We hear a lot of good things and bad things about launching. And a lot of it comes from being unsure of exactly what to do, exactly exactly what to do to launch, why to launch, what are the biggest problems about launching. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the journey over the last 9 years. How I've had $0 launches to six-figure launches, my highest to date, over $115,000. That's a game changer to have a $115,000 week in sales, right? And it's a journey, it's a process. So here we go. I know that for you, that launching may sound really daunting because there are a lot of steps. So I'm not gonna pussyfoot around as though really there aren't a lot of steps. Here's the good news. When you master doing a live launch, or what I like to call a conversion event or a sales event, it's really a live pitch event, right? When you learn to master this, the payoff is enormous. Not just the money, but the peace of mind knowing that when you launch and when you become more proficient at it, it becomes a predictable way for you to sign clients. Now, I know a lot of times it's like, how do I convert people? How do I get people? How do I sign people? Where are all the people? How can I make money in my coaching business? When you master certain skills in your business and you get so good at them that they become predictable, that's when you're free, right? And I'm all about you being free, right? Making the money to have all the time to do whatever the hell you want to do. Excuse me. So, why do one? Really, what are some of the key things? So today we're going to talk about why is the best way to get immediate success for you and your clients? What are some of the mistakes that you're doing that are costing you time and money? What are the 3 must-dos before, during, and after a launch? What the single most overlooked necessity of a launch is. And this is the thing that leads people to exhaustion. So why do one? You're not getting enough traction in selling your coaching, selling your offer. When you do a live pitch event or a live conversion event or a live launch event, you have the opportunity to get in front of more people. I like to teach my business clients to have 5 different ways. 5 different ways to become omnipresent, 5 different client attraction methods. Live launching or launching is definitely one of those. A couple of the others are organic marketing, online or off, by networking. That's fantastic. And it takes time. Another one that I like to teach clients inside my mastermind is really the hybrid marketing system, which does talk about ads, which does talk about organic marketing, and which does talk about automation. We'll talk a little bit about automation today. But ads are fantastic. And that's a definite way to have more eyeballs on you. Here's the reality though, until you're really articulate in how to convey your message, I'm going to tell you that you can spend a ton of money and a ton of time spending money on ads, whether it's Facebook ads or YouTube ads or Google ads or LinkedIn ads, TikTok, like all the ad platforms, right? Until you're articulate with conveying the message of how you help your ideal clients, it's a waste of time and money. Ads, I want you to think of ads as an amplifier. So if you're really great at selling, for example, in a launch, that's the time to have some ads, right? That's sometimes to have some ads. Otherwise, if you're amplifying a message that's not converting, you're just amplifying 0. If you have 0 ability right now to walk out into the world and network and find clients, sell clients, sign them up, get them on a sales call, if you don't have that ability to do that, all you're amplifying is that 0 result with ads. I'm a huge believer in ads. I love teaching ads. Once you dial ads in, it's like magic. This is one of the things I'll be teaching in my mastermind that's coming up, which I will be telling you about at the end. We're going to be talking about launching. We're going to be talking about ads. We're going to be talking about high touch organic in the mastermind. Today, we're talking about why launching is one of the best ways for immediate success and result. Here's 5 reasons right off the bat. It's really one of the single best ways to build and grow and scale your business. Why? Number 1, you have more eyeballs on your business and it positions you as a thought leader. Look, when you're launching, you need to have a runway leading up. And I'll talk about that in a minute on the phases of a launch. Once you need to pick a date out in the future. Some people like to launch 4 times a year, maybe every 6 to 8 weeks, maybe twice a year, but you have time to build up more eyes on your business and it positions you as a thought leader. Number 2, of course, it builds your email list. You need to have an email list. I know people are like, why should I have an email list? When should I have an email list? You can start your email list now. You can start your email list but here's the side note. If you're building an email list now, make sure you're emailing your people. Don't just sign them up for some freebie or to attend your launch and never talk to them again. We'll talk about that another day. It really, when you perfect your messaging through multiple launches, you will get better and better and more articulate about what's your client's problem. What's the solution you offer? How are you bridging the gap from where they are to where they want to be? And you need to do that using what I call the ET protocol. I'll talk about that in a minute, but it's really about evaluate and tweak as you go. And most people fail to do this. I want to say that this is probably one of the biggest mistakes I made that cost me tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Is I did not implement this ET protocol. I'll talk about that in a minute. Number 4 of the 5 reasons why launching is one of the single best ways to build and grow and scale your business. Remember what scaling is. Scaling is just you helping more people get results better and faster. And you helping more people at one time is more income for you. Ultimately, we want to move from 1-to-1. You can still do high ticket 1-to-1 into scaling a group offer. We're going to be talking about that during the mastermind that's coming up, launching into a one-to-many opportunity. Number 4, here's one of the things that you may not have even considered is when you're launching, and if you have this, just take this. If this one tip could radically change everything for you. When you think about when I'm doing a launch and I repeatedly do launches, I'm not just selling to the eyeballs and the people that are watching me right now. I'm getting better every time so that I'm actually selling for the future. So not only are some of the people that are watching you, of course, not everybody's going to sign up with you that time, right? Part of effective marketing is conveying the value of what you offer. And sometimes, truthfully, things don't line up in time. So when you repeat it and you continue to establish yourself as that know, like, and trust factor, as the thought leader, when every single time you do a launch, you're selling to future clients. Here's an example. Just the other day, I had a client who had been, and this, I'm using her words, fangirling me. She had consumed all of my content, or not all of it, but a lot of the content, right? So all the things I was putting out, and this is what I want to share with you, is building your value vault, building your thought leadership content and putting it out into the world. When your future clients see you, they may need to consume it for a little while. Number 5, here's the truth. Launching is a money-making machine. You want a machine in your business? One of my very first coaches, she said to me, I want to help you build an ATM. I want to help you build a money-making machine so that you can just flip a switch and know predictably that you will sign clients. And I was like, hell yeah, show me how to do that. And that's what I teach my clients. And the reason, here is one of the big things. why I personally love launching is because I love to not work sometimes, to be honest. Hey, look, I like to take huge luxurious amounts of time off. I usually take the month of August off. I take most of the month of December off. And by the way, side note, I've still I think I had a $70,000 month one December. So it's not like people aren't buying in December, FYI. Side note, golden tip, side note. That's a writer downer. I can make money in December. I can make money at the holidays. You can. Here's one of the reasons I love launching is because I like to plan. I like to plan luxurious times off. So when I know when I'm launching something, it allows me to be all in, excuse me, on that launch. All in, right? Now, I don't mean all in. So I'm so exhausted and I feel like I need a vacation after. I don't mean that. I mean, I can be 100% focused on the launch because I know I'm doing that so I can have all that luxurious time off. Some of you, if you've watched me over this past August, you saw that I took my daughter River to Europe for whatever it was, 10 or 12 days. And I literally didn't have a care in the world. I never budget for vacations. And I took all the time I wanted off. Why? Because I knew I was going to be launching in the future. I know I had already been doing launches. I had already sold $30,000 the month before. I didn't need to worry about it. That's what I want to offer to you. This is what we're going to be working on inside the Therapist Who Coach Mastermind. Getting to the place, friends, where you don't have to worry about where your next client is coming from, your next clients. By having predictability in your business, it allows you to take all the time off that you want or work when you want. Isn't that ultimately why you want to have a business? You want to help a lot of people and you want to be able to take time off and live a life. Otherwise, get a job, right? Doesn't make any sense. So here, what are some of the mistakes that have cost like so much time and money? The biggest mistake that people make is they only do one of these like conversion events, one launch, and then they give up. They give up. Why? Why do they do that? You know why? Because their brain is like, holy shit, that was hard. I only signed one client. I wanted to sign 100. I only signed 5 clients, or I sold 0 like I did. I had numerous launches in the last 9 years that did not yield any income during that launch. Here's the moment. Because I do that ET protocol, the evaluate and tweak protocol, it allowed me not to just get all caught up in, oh my God, it's a failure, it's a failure. I was able to say, what do I need to do differently? What did I do wrong? What do I want to do next time? What needs to happen? Where were the missing pieces? So when people give up after one event, they don't get into their headspace of, I'm going into each and every single launch with this as a concept. I am here to attract my ideal client. I am here to share my brilliance and genius with the world. I am here to get better at selling, which really selling is just conveying, hey, I have this offer. I have this solution for you. Do you want it? And how can I help my potential client see the benefit of working together? See that I have a solution that will help them achieve their goal and have the result that they want. So for example, with me as a clinician, as a former psychotherapist, working with therapists and coaches to build and scale, maybe transition first into coaching and then grow and scale their coaching business. I've done that. I've made over $1 million just in the last couple of years and passing that on. So what happens is people give up after that very first time, maybe even the second time they throw it out. And then they get in this like frenetic squirrel energy. What's really the thing that's going to work? What's the thing that's going to work? Here's what's going to work, friends. Ready? Everything works when you work it. Everything works. So let's not be in denial here. Every single methodology for marketing works. Are you willing to follow through until it does? Let me say that again because that's kind of tricky. Every single marketing methodology works. Are you willing to follow through until it does for you? Or are you going to spin yourself up in this constant, well, maybe I should do a webinar next time. Maybe I should use this Facebook ads. Maybe I should go and do talks. Maybe I should. I said on the top of this, I like to teach clients how to do 5 things, 5 different ways to be omnipresent, but we master one thing. Here's the secret. When you learn how to master a launch, you can take that same information and use it in your Facebook ads, in a live speaking gig, when you're out in marketing and networking. I love to teach clients how it all goes together. But that's a side note. I love launching because besides speaking on stage, which I have spoken all across the country, in fact, I have an event next week where I'm speaking in a Women in Leadership conference. Besides speaking on stage, live launching and launching to a lot of people at one time is the best way to connect with your audience. And this is the fun stuff, you guys. It's fun to engage with your potential clients, to actually in real time spend time with them, support them, answer their questions in real time. I don't know about you, but I've done lots of webinars and Facebook Lives, etc. And I can see, I know wherever you're listening to this now, whether you're on YouTube or on the Facebooks or listening on my podcast, hello, hello, hello. Thank you for your comments. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm still getting over this cold. But it's so great to connect with people in real time, right? Because we want to be able to help people. We want to coach them. We want to teach them. We want to train them, part of our methodology. And in a real live launch, this is your opportunity to get that connection and get that feedback. So how can you get into the mindset that launching a few times a year will dramatically improve your business? And it can be so fun. That's your first thought. Launching is so much fun. It allows me to connect with my best clients in real time. Right? Sometimes, like I said, you put all this stuff out in social media and organic marketing can take a while and you're not getting as much feedback. Like I said, when you're speaking on stage, you have an audience. You've got live human beings staring at you. You can see their facial expressions. You can see their intonations in their voice when they're asking you a question. All of those kind of things. It's similar in a live launch, especially if you open up for Q&A day. You can get people right on Zoom or whatever platform that you're using and allow them to ask questions, be interactive with them. So good. I could talk so much more about that. What are 3, here I'm going to give you right now, what are 3 must do before, during, and after every launch? So I gave you a little hint about it. It's the ET protocol, the evaluate and tweak protocol. So what is this about? That saying that like practice makes perfect. I totally don't believe in that. First of all, there's nothing perfect. So all you perfectionists out there know that perfectionists are poor. Write that down. That's a writer downer. Perfectionists are just hiding under the guise of, I have to make it perfect. Here, look, I'm going to challenge you to think about something. You tell me all day, I want to make an impact. I want to help people, but I can't help people until it's perfect. And I want to offer to you that is that's so incongruent. It's better to help people and get better as you grow and as you go with your clients than to sit around in your own echo chamber of your mind and think, I'm making this perfect. You're not going to know what really works until it really works. That's the same with launching. That's the same with coaching your clients. That's a side note. Here we go. So I don't agree with practice makes perfect. Practice makes improvements when you're willing to implement the ET protocol. So again, the ET protocol is just evaluate and tweak. So what does that mean? So there's 3 phases of a launch that will make or break it, and you must apply this ET protocol to each one of those phases. So let's talk about those phases quickly. So you have your pre-event phase. So what is that? So almost you have a pre-event. I could even say that there's really 4 phases. There's the pre-event. What is that? That's really where you are planning your dates. So your pre-event could look like at the beginning of every year, you sit down, and I like to just sit down and map out my entire calendar. I sit down with the calendar. I look at when I'm off, when I'm doing what River's doing, where I'm going, where I'm speaking, like all of the different things. I put them on the calendar. And then during that pre-event time, I can map it out. So then there's no confusion. So part of the pre-event phase then, if we want to start with number 1, pre-event phase, we're looking at actually writing out our copy, if we're running ads, well, reviewing what we want to teach. By the way, you don't want to overteach. That's part of the evaluate and tweak protocol. We're way ahead of time. Part of the pre-event is getting things set up ahead of time so that we do not need to be worrying about that during our event. So then phase number 2 is the actual event. What are you doing to show up? What are you doing to engage? Is everything running during your pre-event? Did you test everything? Did you test the emails? All the technology that goes into it. Did you test it? Because during the event, you guys, what you don't want to be doing, and look, I'm telling you this because I've done this, and this was part of the failure of multiple launches, is I just kind of was winging it a little bit. Right? I was like, oh, I'm going to do this 5-day thing, and I'm going to do this. And, maybe I created the workbook and then I kind of winged it. I didn't really plan. So then during the event, I was scurrying to write an email to do. No, you don't want to do that. First of all, I want you to think about what kind of businesswoman are you if you're showing up, scurrying around, squirreling around, last minute winging it. This is why. Here's the reason why so many people feel tired with launches, is because they don't take the time to plan it, take care of the pre-event, get people warmed up and excited about it. And then during the event, they're exhausted because they don't have a lot of these assets done. I want to offer to you that being the CEO of your business means you're calm, you're cool, you're collected, and you're available during your launch event to handle shit that will come up. So maybe there is a funky tech thing. Maybe, excuse me, maybe something happened. Maybe you just need to reserve your energy. Maybe you need to just be calm. Maybe you need to order that HelloFresh stuff beforehand. Get all the things taken care of so that you are present for your clients, your potential clients. I can tell you that the times where I was just kind of scurrying and flinging it, those were the times that I had little to $0 coming in. Why? Because I feel strongly that people sensed that somehow my energy was forced. I was stressed. I was like, oh my God, I got to do this. And it didn't feel fun, which really launching is fun. I love launching. I love connecting with you. And I love now taking ownership of planning. Just even saying that, take that in for a second. Even me saying this, I feel so calm talking to you right now. I feel so grounded. Isn't that what we want for a predictable business? To feel so grounded. And isn't that actually what our clients need and require from us? Our clients, I believe you require from me someone who's calm, grounded, self-assured, confident, capable, and is able to convey that to you and to lead by example. My goal is to help you see the possibilities in your life. My goal is to lead by example to show you those possibilities. This is why I'm telling you all the screw ups I make, because I want you to know that I've walked through the fire. And so I'm going to be candid with you so that you give you a little kick in the butt about what not to do, what mistakes not to do. Now, granted, there's some of you and you can say the stove is hot, don't touch it, and you're still going to touch it. That's for another day. Okay. So then the post event. Make sure that you don't have anything scheduled right after the post event, you guys. Like, give yourself a couple of days to marinate on it, to really move through the ET protocol. What do you need to evaluate? What can you tweak in the future? Give yourself a few days after to be able to do the CEO thought work. This is what it's about. We're not just scurrying on to the next thing. We are sitting down deliberately with focused intention on here are the questions that I like to ask. Where was my mindset? How was I showing up? What was my intentional thought that created the emotion that I wanted to convey to my audience? How did that impact my behavior? What went great? I always love to start out with also first, right off the bat, what went so freaking great? What went great? What went wildly amazing? Because you know what? No matter what, everything has something wildly great and amazing in it. Write that down. What didn't go as well as I had anticipated? What didn't go as well as I had anticipated? This is part of the evaluate and tweak. What didn't go as well as I anticipated? Now, sometimes you're like, well, what are you looking at, Mary? Well, you could be looking at, did I have as many people register for the event? Did I have as many people sign up to become clients? Was there as much engagement? So there's various things. We talk about that in the mastermind. And then, of course, what would I do differently? What would I change? What would I tweak? So now I've got part of the protocol for the future launch. Why would I just go and throw that all out? I want to offer to you that this evaluation protocol, evaluating and tweaking, allows you to become better and better and better, which when you become better and better and better, you have more predictable income. It becomes easier. It becomes simpler. It becomes more fun. Why would you not continue to go deep with it? I'm going to share a little bit about what we're going to be doing in the mastermind in a few minutes so that I can show you how we're going to go deep with it, how you will become a master of this. Here's the single most overlooked necessity of a launch before we end. Giving yourself enough time and space to plan. Now, I talked about that really as the pre-event. Not doing things at the last minute. Having enough time to get your business situated and your personal life prepared. This is back to, here's some examples of how I failed at this. I failed miserably. I learned, how about this? I learned miserably. I am a mistress of, is that a word, mistress? I am a mistress of batching. I love to batch. I love teaching clients to batch their content, their marketing, their tasks. This is a colossal time saver. This is one of the skills as the CEO in your company to lead the way, batching your work is literally a game changer and a time saver. So beforehand, before you have a launch, and this is why when you plan for the entire year, you can plan also, how can you batch? So I have a podcast. How can I batch a podcast and get multiple podcasts batched? Maybe I'm throwing in an interview. Maybe I am batching podcasts that lead up to talking about whatever I'm offering. Right now, I'm offering to you to get on a call with me to talk about the Therapist to Coach Mastermind. I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. But how we lead up to things. How can you batch your social? How can you batch your newsletter and your emails? So that's part of the business. That way, maybe all you're doing when you're showing up is you're coaching your group program, you're coaching your one-on-one clients while you're launching, but you're not doing all the other behind the scenes. Even if you hand that off to your assistant, still get all that done so you know it's handled. It's done, it's handled, you don't have to deal with it. Number two is what is in your personal life that you need to prepare for. So, for example, I think about when are the busiest times for my daughter, right? So when I'm looking at my year-long launching schedule, I look at when do I want to work, when do I not want to work, and when is River busy? So right now she's in volleyball season. So I have to weave in when I'm doing various launches around her schedule. Totally fine. I know that. And that way I can be 100% present as the mom, which is what I want to do. I want to be a hands-on mother and a business mogul badass. All right. And you can have it all, friends. You just have to know how to organize it. You have to be organized. So in my personal life, when I have a launch going on, guess what? I'm not doing laundry. I bring in my housekeeper for an additional day. I am not grocery shopping. I'm probably having HelloFresh delivered. I'm making sure that I'm getting my nails done or a massage or something that feels, even though I get something done every single week, you guys, every week I'm getting a massage, a facial, a pedicure, or a manicure, massage, reflexology, something every single week. But during lunch weeks, I probably would do one more something just to give me some downtime, even if it's an extra yoga class that I might be just doing in my creative space. Then I know that everything is handled. My family's taken care of. I'm taken care of. I'm well nourished. I'm sleeping well. Oh, God, just saying that I want you to take this energy that I'm giving to you, that I'm broadcasting to you, and feel the difference about having a launch that's organized, that's planned for, prepared for. Don't you think that when you show up to present it, that it will be a game changer? Now take that energy versus like, oh my God, today at 9:30 a.m. I got to show up and, the dog threw up on and oh my God, there's no lunches and I've got to go to Costco or whatever. I didn't write the email and I got to send them, oh my God, none of that. This is where the hybrid marketing system really comes into place that I like to teach clients. And this is one of the things that you will learn in Therapist and Coach Mastermind. You will learn how to have automation. Part of automation is that batching I'm talking about. There's no reason that you can't plan ahead. Automation, ads. We will be talking about ads. So if you're a little nervous about ads, we're going to talk about the easiest toe in the water to get you started. And then we're going to be talking about high touch launching, connecting, organic marketing. Here's what I'm going to offer to you. I'm going to offer to you to get on a call with me, marymcnell.com/call-with-Mary. And if you're listening to this other than in real time, today is September 12th. If you are listening to this at some time other than real time, still schedule a call. I launch the mastermind a couple of times a year. Let me tell you what's coming up, though, for this mastermind. November 12th is when we get started. November 12th. So 8 weeks from now, 8 weeks from today. So exciting. We're going to have an all-day event, you guys. All day. This time it's going to be on Zoom. And in the future, in January, we're actually having a live event. But November 12th. That's your get it shit done day. That's your get it all down day. We're going to make a decision that day for your offer, your marketing, your launching, your selling. All of it will get done that day. That's my guarantee to you. My guarantee to you at the end of that VIP get it done 6-hour day, all of your decisions will be made, and then we will implement and execute that, and you will be coached on that over the next 6 months. So that will look like you will have at least one solid launch under your belt in that 6 months. You will understand organic marketing. You will understand ads. You will understand who you need to be as the CEO in your business and where the hell you're holding yourself back. So that's what's coming up. Psyched out of my mind about this. This is for you if you are already doing some coaching and it's just not getting traction. Maybe you're still transitioning into coaching. You've got some therapy going on. You've got some coaching. You have to have had some kind of coaching clients. But gosh, it's not catching on like you want to. And it's probably because you don't have a solid methodology, a predictable, sustainable methodology that I've talked about today as one of them. So I'm looking forward to you chatting with me. I'm looking forward to you creating some of the best badass launches you can imagine. And whether your very first launch is you just sell, say you sell 3 people into a $6,000 program, that's an $18,000 day. During this mastermind, my goal is to help you have $15,000 months, $15,000 weeks, and $15,000 days. Imagine selling, what is that? 5 people? $3,000 a piece, that's $15,000 in one launch. And you do it again and again and again, and you get better and better, and you sign more and more clients. So we will chat soon. And remember, be bold. Be bold. It takes being bold to have what you want out of your life and to lead a life uncommon. Remember, bold stands for being a brave, outgoing leader, deciding. Decide today, my friends, that you are going to start now, be a part of our upcoming mastermind, and get your system so tight that you never have to worry about clients or money or time off again. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye now.